Welcome back to the channel and thanks for looking at today's video. We're continuing on with that Amtrac build for the amphibious vehicles for the Gulf War, for the Marine Corps. And the first thing we're going to do is look at the two hatches here. So it comes with a crew of 3 and only one hatch that's open, which is the gunner's turret here, which slides into there. And that hatch has the option to have it open or closed. And your 2 other resin ones are shut, so I want to have them all open, utilise the 3 crew. So the first thing I'm going to do is the first thing I'll say is that you can't open them, and you could cut them off. There's a couple of different ways you can do it, but we're going to drill them out. So this one here, the commander's hatch, already has a mark on it, and I did that just before. So I just roughly mark with a pencil where I want the centre to be. And drilling through resin, sometimes resin breaks off and stuff, so we might have to do a little bit of repair job. We'll see how we go. So I just mark it, and then I just get the Stanley knife. I always say Stanley knife, the hobby knife. And what I'll do is and you can use a tiny drill bit to do this too. I just twist that little bit of pressure, twist it around, give myself just a little bit of a pilot hole. One's a little bit off center, but we should be right. And then all I'm doing is just getting a cordless drill. So just a DeWalt drill. Yep, it's way over the top for what we're doing, but it's just one way to do it. In other videos, we'll do it other ways. So next time we build a resin model, when we want to drill out something, we'll show a different method. So this is one method. Just be careful, but and one thing I suggest is don't join any of the tracks on or anything. Don't glue any parts to it. Just leave it as a solid resin part. And then we'll just get that drill on there. Watch your thumbs and things like that, please, if you can do it like this. I'll just tap that off. And what I'll do is just keep drilling away until I get something I'm happy with. So that's slightly off center. I'll blow that resin off. That's starting to look all right. And then I'll drill the other one off camera, otherwise the video just becomes too long. But also what I did is I've got a big box of spares. I went through my box of spares and I found 2 hatches. So they're not part of the kit. These are just 2 Sherman tank hatches from some World War II stuff I had. And then I just have a look and line them up and see if they, sorry about my hand being in the way, see if they fit on the model all right, if they're going to look sort of the size I want. So it's not going to look perfect because you're still going to have this upper rim of the hatch, but you could file that down, and we'll look at that in another video. This is just if you just drill them out, so that's what we're looking at in this. So once I do that, and I'll do the rest off camera, so I'm going to drill that second position out, which is the driver's position. So that's just one method to do it. Next thing I'll do is get the tracks, and I'll just go around with a file and I'll just tidy up the tracks. So if there's anything on there I think needs tidying up, give it a bit of a clean up. And I've got the Amtrac facing north, and on your tracks you'll have an L for the left side, another one has an R for the right side. So I'm sure Battlefront made these models for me, so yeah. And then it doesn't hurt to scuff up along where that writing is, just to get it to bond a bit. And same in this area where the track sits, just give it a quick scratch. And I'm just using a store-bought super glue, nothing special. bit of glue. And just hold that one in place for a little bit, that glue bond. And I'll just put that off to the side, just the top left there. I might put something underneath it just to give it a bit of an angle. And while that bonds, we'll just tidy up this other track. You can see there's a big bit of flashing there, so that's what I'm talking about when there's sometimes a bit of flashing on it. It doesn't really affect the model too much if you get rid of it, but leaving it on there, I think it's not the way to do it. And same again with this side. You can see it's a little bit dull, and I'll get it a little bit shiny. I'll just scratch it up. And I'll try not to touch them heaps with dirty hands, because I don't want my oily skin on them. So once that's tidied up a bit, of course you can just put it on like this if you want, the glue. Bring back the Amtrac, put that side on, which is the right side. Hold that for a sec, let it bond. I do sometimes just run a rubber band around them or a bit of tape. If you're continuing on with another part of the project, you can just run a little bit of masking tape around it, hold it together. And I'll just put it out of the shot there. And then I'll come over to our crew commander's station, his turret. And same again, it's just a matter of just tidying up any little spots that might be a little bit rough. And then the gunner's guns, which is the 50 cal machine gun and the Browning machine gun. So I'm just gonna tidy that up. We just had a guest arrive, so I'll just go on and just tidy them up a little bit. They can be done with a file or a hobby knife. And bring it to focus. You'll see how they line up into position. So the grenade launcher's on the inside, not the outside. So we turn it over, and I'll turn this piece over. You can see there's a tiny little indent in it, and that just sits in there. So put a little bit of glue in there. Sit that in there. Try and get in focus. And just the gunner's hatch. And the gunner's hatch has different areas where it locks into in that open position. There's several areas, but I'm going to have it all the way open. So I'm going to glue it on directly onto the back of the gunner's turret. There's a little bit of flashing there, I'm just taking off. And then I'll just put a tiny bit of glue here at the back. And then put that hatch in place. It's slightly crooked. So we'll just pick it up and move it. I'm working without glasses on, it's killing me. So we'll get it there somewhere. And that's the start of our Amtrac. So off camera, we'll go tidy up these holes, get them drilled out with the drill, and then next video we'll get these hatches on and we'll get these side skirts on, and we'll start priming it up and painting it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.